What's going on, everyone? This is Kipper talking to you about the client Vortex framework. This is something that I've been coming up with for over the last 3 years since I started my business. I'm a digital marketing entrepreneur. I help businesses grow their profits and really scale and automate a lot of their processes. And today we're going to be talking about, obviously what you'll learn and how it helps you is going to be about the 3-step framework that I use. It's going to be, who do you want? Who is it exactly that you want to work with? How do they get it? So when I say they, I mean the ideal customer that we've come up with. And then how do you bring them back? So, maybe if they visited you before, but they didn't do business, how do you keep them engaged with your brand and, buying ultimately whatever you have to sell for them, something that service that provides value in their life. Okay, so who do you want is number one, and it's really the most important piece of probably a whole marketing strategy, is to really identify down to some really some specific details as to who that ideal person is. And I think, a lot of times as even marketers, or, if we've been in business long enough, we've heard that term thrown around pretty loosely. Who is our ideal client? Oh, well, they're, 45 to 65, they make 300 to 100K. They're in this demographic location, blah, 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 kind of spouting out some of those things. While those things are true, they aren't what makes up who you actually want to work with. I mean, it has a small degree to it, but there's some other things that we want to look at, some things that we need to know in order to really talk to the people that we've decided we want to work with. So the question you want to ask yourself, number one, is who can you help the most, the fastest, and with the least amount of resistance? Okay, so if you look at your business now, what is an example of someone like that you've been able to really get some profound changes for? How it was kind of a fast process, and there wasn't a lot of resistance. And what I mean by this is, like, there's not a lot of, the person maybe, and these are qualities you want to really come up with. These are the qualities you want to understand about a person is, are they hardworking? Are they, do they get it done themselves type of person? Are they willing to put themselves out there? Understanding the characteristics of that person that you want to work with, depending on, obviously what you're trying to offer to your clients. You need to know who that person is, so that you can try to target that person, because if you can help more of those same people, your job becomes a lot easier, and you're really actually out there getting the best results for the best people, and in turn boosting your brand. What are their values? So we kind of touched on this a little bit. You want to become repulsive to the right people with the right message. And what this means is, when you understand that they are a hardworking individual, they've done it themselves for X amount of years, they make even a certain amount of income, or what do they stand for? Are they Republican or Democratic? Are they libertarian? Or I don't pay attention to all that stuff, but maybe they do, and maybe they are a American activist, they stand for that. And whatever that is, you want to know that, so you can start saying, not necessarily saying, hey, I'm an American, you should buy from me, but more along the lines of, like demonstrating that you kind of stand for that without necessarily saying that, but putting it in your message so that you're calling out the right people that identify with the same values that you have, that you're looking for the clients that you want to work with. Getting them to raise their hand and say, yeah, that's me too. So you gotta define and kind of create, this might even help as a left-right scenario, where you've got your the people you don't want to attract and the people you do want to attract and what they stand for. So you may not be after somebody who wants a get rich quick scheme, right? You may not be after somebody that wants it done for them, or wants just something for free, or tire kickers. Like, those are some things you want to put on that side. So then you can start constructing your message and your content to get people to call themselves out and engage with your brand. Number 3 is create a customer avatar. So this is really when we define these things. I would say, the demographic most people are so focused on would be this part of it, is creating a customer avatar. But by understanding what their values are, what they stand for, exactly who that type of person is, then we can create the avatar. Let's say we give them a name, and we give them a name only for ourselves. Like, we're obviously not calling that out in our content, but having an idea of, let's say someone who's Phil. He's a man, he's 45 years old, he makes about 100,000 a year, let's say, selling homes. And where are they at currently? So what that means is, what part of the process are they currently at by the time you get to them? So are you helping them go from 0 to 100,000? Are you helping them go from, a million to 2 million? They're two totally different parts of the process. So you're not going to send the people that are going from 0 to 100 how to get from a million to 2 million, if that makes sense. So you want to know where they're at. Even things such as location, their demographic, if that's relevant. You kind of want to pinpoint a guy, though. Kind of my point that I was making is, get a visual of that person, so that when you're creating your content, it's almost like you're talking to that person. I know it sounds a little stranger than it is. But I've even heard of people printing out images, like Russell Brunson talks about, creating that customer avatar and then printing that out and having it on your wall so you know who you're after. Not a bad idea. Okay, so now that we know who we want, how do we get them in? So how do we get them into our processes? So consistently creating content that is helpful. So in the beginning, after we know who we want to talk about, right? We want to start providing and demonstrating to the marketplace that we can actually help. I've really had this shift in mindset when it comes to marketing after consuming a lot of Frank Kern's materials. I've been through IBB, some of his other ones, and what he talks about, and it makes perfect sense. And I'm sure that, if you're watching this still, you can agree that the marketplace is changing, because there's so many people out there that want to be internet marketers, that want to provide a service online and stuff like that, that the tactics are pretty outdated, or they're just, kind of smothering, and there's so many that it's hard to stand out. And the way to that it's transitioning, in my opinion, in the way that I've learned from Frank, is that by providing value up front. So we're not trying to be super salesy. We're not trying to be, like, in your face. Whoa, here's a guy kissing a dog, something to catch your attention, weird example, but you get the point. Is like, it doesn't have to be super flashy and like highly filmed or anything like that. It just has to demonstrate that, hey, this guy or gal knows what they're talking about. They can help me. They want to help me. And, I want to see what else they have that can help me. And in order to create content, you need to have kind of a framework. And, I can kind of go over that, and I think I do in this presentation anyway. So the second part of getting them in is, you want to have a simple process. I have been a funnel hacker for 2.5 years. Russell Brunson, fanatic, I'm probably, no, I thought I was wearing a ClickFunnels shirt, but I'm not. Um, but the idea behind what I had learned for so long is to funnel hack. So go out there and find other people that are doing big things through their sales funnels, because what we know by finding those people and going through their process and funnel, quote unquote, funnel hacking, is they've already put in the time, they've already put in the money, they've already put in the effort to learn what is and isn't working. And so by going in and funnel hacking, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, I still stand beside that, and I believe that it to be true. But what I've come to realize is, to me, a lot of that is pretty salesy. And in this process that I'm lining out, you don't have to be salesy. You don't even have to, like, you could literally have it down to a landing page with a video and an opt-in. And then, if you're trying to close people, let's say at a higher rate, if you're doing coaching or consulting or anything like that, then you can directly take them to that offer, which is basically what I'm doing here, right? Because by the time you land here, you've already seen some of my content, and you've already seen that, I'm trying to give you as much information and insight as to what I know and how I can help you. And maybe if you consume that content for long enough and you apply some things and you get some results, you might be like, hey, well, this guy, he's helped me, or gal again, but this guy's helped me. I want to actually do business with him. So by the time he or she lands on the landing page, they're pretty much already sold. All you got to do is continue to provide value and demonstrate that you can help them, and say, hey, look, if you want to work with me, let's do this. So I put domains on here also. Keeping the domain simple is a high hack, or a really cool hack, I guess, because when you're creating your content, if you are calling that out, if you're saying, hey, go to, for example, mine is callwithshane.com. If you're calling that out, the person hears it. You also have it in your copy and above your video. This person may not click it or go search it right away, but they might go search it after the fact. And this is actually pretty true. I mean, because if I'm saying that offer, or making that offer, callwithshane.com, multiple times in my content every day, and so it impresses that domain in the mind, and it's super simple. It's not complex. It's easy to type, and it's memorable. Okay, and then the copy again. The idea of being super salesy is for more of the people that don't know you. If you're bringing someone into a process without knowing you one bit, you're gonna have to have some lengthy copy that really sells them on why you're the one to work with. And that's why I say, like, keeping it simple on when it comes to your process here is a big hack, but really focusing your energy on creating that content will do wonders. Okay, number 3, always make offers multiple times throughout your content. Don't be salesy, just casually call them out in breaks of content. So when I say don't be salesy, what I'm saying here is, like, when you're making your offer in your content, you don't have to say, you're going to get this, and it's this much value, and blah, blah, blah. Like, the content is strictly there to be helpful and really actually help them, right? Actually help them, and then say, look, if this is interesting to you, if you want to learn more about X, then go to callwithshane.com or whatever your domain is, and get this free training. And that's actually how you landed here. That's how you're watching this video, is because I said, hey, I put together this free training, go to callwithshane.com and get it instantly. So now you're on this training. But just casually call it out. You're not, it's like, if you, especially if you're doing live videos, it's just, hey, by the way, I put together this free training. Go get it at callwithshane.com. Free for the taking. Just put in your name and email, and just be super upfront, be super blunt. Tell them exactly what's about to happen. That way, your sales process doesn't have to be salesy, and they're like, okay, yeah, I'm here for the training. I'm gonna watch it. Like if they click at that point, then they're watching the video, and that's what we want. We don't want people just showing up and bouncing right away. We want people that to come there that should be there, right? And then how do they get it? So what is your value ladder? So the value ladder is the stair step of events that you take a customer through to help them reach a desired outcome. Okay, so typically you've got something for free or very inexpensive, let's say under $5, even under $7, because you could do free plus shipping books if you had a book that you could do that with. You could even charge $5 for a digital download for a book. There's a lot of ways you can go about this, but typically you've got something for free. Let's say it's a video like the one you're on, or a PDF, so a download that explains everything I'm teaching you in this video just in PDF format. So that's probably what I'm going to create, is my own PDF, so that I can give it away maybe with this live train or this free training. I mean, it's live right now, but not with anyone else. You get the PDF and the training, so in exchange for the email. So now I can market to you on the back end. I can, and I don't, yeah, exactly. So I was going to say I didn't do that with this process, but I did. You wouldn't have to. I mean, depending on what you're offering, you could literally bring somebody to a training like this that goes into detail on whatever they're trying to accomplish, that says, hey, schedule a call with me. It's going to be X amount of dollars, but everything's just all up front. Anyway, back to the value ladder. The next step after they've gotten the free thing is to give them an offer. Say, hey, look, I got this $97 course, $197 course, or I got tickets to an event that I'm doing across the nation. I've got this thing for $97 that is going to help you do X. So the way you want to think about this too, let's see. Oh, here's my mouse. Ooh, let's go back. Okay, so I think I can actually write on this thing too. Give me just a sec. Oh, no. All right, I'm not even going to mess with it. Okay, so when you think of your free thing, the first rung of the ladder is free or very inexpensive, kind of a do-it-yourself. The 97, the next step is a full-on do-it-yourself. If you had a course, it's like just you get a membership access and you go through it, and then it's up to you to get the results. The 497 or what, and the prices don't matter. These are the things that you have to come up with in your business. But for the group coaching, you're helping more people for a certain amount of time, and then almost a $2,000 mastermind class that you ascend into. So knowing those pieces allows you to stay focused on what's at hand, what needs to be created, and then also what process your customer is going through, as well as determining what your average order value is. And the average order value is, how much someone could pay you by going through your sales process. So that would look like all of these numbers combined. And then you'd have to have a little bit of data behind it to determine, what your average order value is, who's buying what, if they're buying the course, the group, or the mastermind. There's a certain percentage to all of those, and then you can come up with those numbers. You can add bumps, you can add different things so that you're increasing that, but that's for another time. Number two is to know your sales process. Okay, like I said, we've got the free thing, is where the opt-in is with the email. We've got our offer for the $97 course. We've got a confirmation for, the upsell for the group coaching, and geez, I'm just on one today, and then a confirmation. So I don't have the mastermind because typically I would probably ascend from here. So after they've already been through the group coaching, inviting them back or marketing the mastermind on its own. As you can see here, the opt-in gives them the download or whatever they opted in for, and then you know, the fulfillment on the offer. So by having a structure, an automated structure that you can take someone from the content that you've made and put them into the process that you see before me, it really becomes super simple to increase your sales, because you know that the people that are landing there already, for, and you know, not everyone, obviously there's people that just click on stuff for the sake of it, me included. um, but you know, so most of those people are really going to already know who you are and what you stand for and what you're trying to do and why they should be there. And you know, this whole process becomes super simple. And now bringing them back, so you know, not everyone's going to close. You're not going to have 100% close rate. If you do, I'm doing something wrong, and I need to join you. Number one is to provide more value to your list. Come up with and send out multiple pieces of content that is helpful and makes an offer. So this is going to be in like your email sequences. If you use ManyChat, you can send the set up sequences within ManyChat, which is a messenger bot, Facebook Messenger bot, that allows you to set up sequences that you know, send out delivery for content or stuff like that. There's ways that you can get them into a an offer sequence, but that's not for this video. But anyway, is providing that list with more value. And this also comes to even the people that are engaging with your content. And we'll kind of go over that in the last point of this section. But you know, how can you continue to demonstrate value in their lives? So if you know, let's say 20% opt-in out of 1,000, you've got 800 people that haven't opted in, or that have opted in but haven't bought. You know, so now how do you bring those people back? By saying, oh, hey, I created a video for you today. This is going to help you blank. And then day 2, 3, 4, and you know, setting up yourself an automation, a sequence, and I use Infusionsoft or Active Campaign. Those are the two main ones that I use. They are a premium service, but you know, definitely the best out there. But that allows you to set these sequences up so you can put it on autopilot. You know, you don't have to manually put these in. And this is probably nothing new to you. 2 is to indoctrinate your audience. Okay, the indoctrination sequence is a combined effort of desire and trust, emotionalization, and rationalization. So in your email sequences, you want to help them get to know you better, because clearly if they haven't purchased, they don't know you enough, they don't trust you enough, they don't, maybe, you know, they're just not right, just the right, not the right people, excuse me, or you know, whatever the case may be. So we develop that trust and that desire by providing value in our content always. And the emotionalization, so in the indoctrination, it's like joining their side and saying, hey, I've been there, I've done what you've done, and this is what I came up with. And that's kind of where the rationalization comes in. It's like, all right, well, I've been through this is what I came up with. Here, let me help you rationalize uh, making this purchase, you know, because these are kind of the stages people go through. Is like, okay, I like this person, I trust him. Now I know that he's been through what I've been through, and it makes perfect sense now because he's covered rationally exactly how this can help me. I'm in, you know, but it's kind of a process, right? And then number 3 is a big one: retargeting with ads to people who have engaged with your content. This is the key. Engagement is the new opt-in. Email, you know, I don't know about you, but I only open emails that are from people that I know, or that, you know, are potential business opportunities, whatever that is. I'm not clicking on the Target ads, on the Best Buy ads and stuff like that. So email in a way is dying, I guess, but it's not something to not do. And it's very powerful and you should absolutely do it. But my point being is, if we know that someone that engages with our content by watching a certain amount of that video or liking it or commenting or doing something like that, if we know that they're interested in the information, wouldn't it make sense to put more of that information in front of the same people to further help them along the process of making a decision, of achieving a desired outcome? So based on their engagement, you can really go back into your Facebook ads manager, target those people, and because what they're doing is they're raising their hand saying, yeah, that's me. And now you want to continue to provide them value, to demonstrate that you can help them up front. We're building everything on the front end. It starts with the content, like delivering real value. And then we bring them into the sales process. The sales process literally is just a mechanism that facilitates the call to action, whether that's to buy or book a call or whatever that is. Look at it just like that. It's nothing more. Don't get emotionally attached to your sales funnels, but get more emotionally attached to your content, not in the sense of creating super high tech stuff, but you get the point. So that way, when they land on the sales process, they're already sold. Okay, out of breath. Recap. Know exactly who you're targeting. Get specific, but I'm talking values too. How can you be repulsive to the right people with the right message? This is going to help you understand what your message is, so that way you create your content, you're talking to the right people. Consistently demonstrate what you can do for them. Okay, this just means, like, providing that value up front, right? Showing up and saying, hey, look, this is how I can help you get results. And you're talking to the person that you want to work with, right? Because you've already know them at this point. So you provide them value and bring them into the sales process. Keep things simple domain. We want a simple sales process, and even simple copy. Okay, because all the work is done in the content up front. Always make offers. Okay, even if it's one time in your videos, always make the offer. Okay. I don't even know who says it. I'm sure a lot of people say it, but your income is a direct reflection to the amount of offers you make. So make more offers is what I'm saying. Create a value ladder. So if you don't have one yet, make sure you have one. What's your process? Like, do you have something that people can do on their own? Is there another package where you help them with it? Is there a done for you service? What does that value ladder look? Gives you the ability to stay focused and task oriented, and really start crushing these things. Have an automated sales process. Okay. If that's an opt-in, a sales page, an upsell, an order bump, confirmation page, is it follow-up emails? Is it, retargeting? Those are all parts of a sales process. Don't neglect your list. So again, follow up. You want to consistently provide them value. You want to just pour it all out. Don't worry about like giving things away, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what everyone's doing. They're trying to hide everything. But if you, and we're not talking techie things. So notice I'm not trying to show you how to build a sales funnel. I'm not trying to show you how to run an ad. What I'm doing is giving you the process that I use with my clients that helps them stay focused on what's important, so we can have this big overall vision. Then we can start going to work task by task, getting these things dialed in to make more money. Indoctrinate your audience, get them to know, like, and trust you, build that desire and trust factor. The emotionalization, get them to feel that you feel them, and then the rationalization. So how do they make sense of it, basically? Okay, and then retargeting to people who have engaged. Engagement is the new opt-in. So by creating content you allow people to engage. Those engagements say, yes, that's me. And then you put more content in front of those people that say, yes, that's me. And, further indoctrinate them and bring them into your sales system. So if you like what you saw and you don't want to do all this yourself, I'm looking to work with 5 people to increase their sales in the next 60, or this is supposed to be 90. Dang it. So in the next 90 days, okay? At least that's what the rest of my pitch deck looks like. This is who it's for, okay? If you want to grow your profits, you want someone to help come up with new innovative offers, because again, like I said, the more offers you make, the more money you make. And you want to automate your workload in your business. So, taking some of the weight off of your back and create processes that make everything super simple. And then you have a following, but need frameworks for making the most of it. And this, what I mean by this is helping you come up with frameworks for creating your content that demonstrates value, even in your emails and stuff like that. How can we send out broadcasting campaigns specifically to generate an influx of cash within the next 4 days? Or, how do we do? These are things that I can set you up with. Okay, but who isn't this for? This isn't for people who are just starting out. I'm sorry, but I've tried this route. I can't help you. I probably could, but it would take us a long time. And I feel like I want to work with somebody that, and I know for sure I want to work with somebody that is already getting results, but just wants to really start increasing that, scaling those results. Okay, if you want to get rich quick scheme, this isn't it. And you aren't willing to create content, so you don't have to do it every day. Okay, let's get that straight. But I would say about 3 times a week is pretty good, because like I said, with the retargeting and stuff, we need to have engagement. We need, with those frameworks, we're able to engage people and then retarget them. So I need you to be able to create content. With that being said, here's how I help my clients. So first, I completely audit their entire I completely audit their entire sales process. What does that look like? So I take a look at all of their social medias, their domains, their sales funnels, and anything that would correlate to bringing in any sort of cash flow. I take a look at that and break it down incrementally. I look at the statistics, like, how many people are showing up in the last 30 days and then the last 365 days, so on and so forth. So that way we can have a framework for starting. Based on what I find, I come up with one action step at a time. So it's probably more than likely that I'll have 10 or 15 different things that we can do. But we're not going to get anywhere if I give you all 15 at the same time. So my goal and objective with my clients is to take one thing, get it done, and move on to the next. Where did we go? Along the way, we do weekly Zoom calls to assess and re-implement. So I do hourly calls with my clients that we get on, we talk about the successes that we've had, the frustrations, anything we're hung up on, and then we set an action plan for the week, and we get moving, because we've only got 90 days and I've got a big guarantee coming up. If we get hung up on a task, me or someone on my team will get their hands dirty. So like I said, I've been a funnel hacker for almost 3 years. I've got a team now that we do the ads, we do graphic design, all that stuff. But we can get in there, help you set up any automations if it comes down to it, integrating domains and different things to help automate your whole sales process. These are things that I do for my clients. Okay, this is for 90 days. Like I said, it's not 60, it's 90 days. Over 3 months, our goal is to create 100% ROI. You spend $1, you get $1. Not a guarantee that I can do that, but what I will say is that if you're not 100% satisfied with my services after 90 days, if we can't do that, I'll give you your money back, all of it. No questions asked. Yep, that's in full. I'm so confident in my processes for the right 5 businesses, I'm willing to put myself out there on the line. So you have nothing to lose, really. All right. Here's what I charge. You know, getting down to it, stop beating around the bush. 90 days of weekly hour sessions, all the tools and templates I use to automate and improve processes. Monday through Friday Voxer access. So you see this little walkie-talkie. It's a walkie-talkie app where, you know, you get hung up on something. You can say, yo, Shane, how do you do this? Or let's brainstorm this, or, you know, start thinking of this, blah, blah, blah. Money back guarantee, $599.87. Okay, that's what I typically charge for my clients over a 90-day period. But that's not what you'll be paying today. For the right 5 people, and I say right because there's going to be an application. So you should see a button right now that allows you to apply. So this is only for the right 5 people. So if all this information didn't make sense, if it or did make sense, sorry, and you felt like this was for you, then go ahead and apply, because it's only $2,497 for 90 days of coaching, of help with anything tech, and then anything on that end. So it's only $2,497. I can't even say how much it is. Okay, 90-day weekly hour sessions, access to my best tools and templates, Monday through Friday, direct Voxer, that's a Voxer support, and then 90-day unconditional money back guarantee. Okay, for only $2,497. Got it right. So if you want to audit your system for leaks and profits, take steps to turning on the quote unquote valve to increasing profits, and even want access to a team for all the tech, click the apply now button. If it's a good fit, I will call you at the scheduled time that you set up after the application, and to answer any questions that you might have before we get started, or, you know, see further how we would be a good fit, of course. If not, no hard feelings. You know, at the end of the day, we're not always meant to work with everyone, right? And that's why this is for the 5 right people. Okay, so apply now.